All right, guys. All right, guys, so we're out in the woods today. We're about to shake down my refreshed Defender build a little bit. So you guys might know this already, but I've kind of been refreshing my Defender build. I built it last year originally, and I liked it a lot. It was great. First videos that I posted on this channel were actually that guy, but I don't know, it's just getting a little bit on the old side for me. So I wanted to switch things up a bit. I wanted to try some new parts, and we started off with the Injora Diamond axles that we reviewed earlier. Now I've done a few more things to it, changed it up a little bit more, and I'm going to take it out here and we're going to test and kind of tune the suspension a little bit. But before we do that, let me go ahead and just show you guys what I've done so far. All right, so here it is, and oh my gosh, I'm already missing a mirror. I've been cursed with this truck, this build in general, whether it's the Defender body or this body, with losing this mirror. I'm hoping it's in my car. I didn't glue this part because I wanted it to be able to kind of bend out of the way, but I'm starting to realize that that might not be the way to go. Yes! Anyway, as you can see, it's no longer a Defender. It is now the Injora Jeep Cherokee. I saw this body and I just really wanted to try it out. What I like most about it is that the body's a little bit wider, so like I don't have as much poke here with my axle sticking out, and I don't know, it didn't really bother me on the Defender, but I kind of just like the way the body fits a little bit more than it did when it was a Defender. The body overall, by the way, pretty easy to deal with. You got to put it together, a little bit of snapping stuff together, no big deal there. It comes clipless, sort of like the regular Traxxas bodies. It's not as smooth, like this little plastic part here and here, just a little bit stiffer, so you kind of got to work with it a little bit more. I installed lights. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You'll want like a tie or something to go on the back though, because what holds this body mount on here is literally a spare tire holder. So you'll want to put something on there. You use a little bit of glue in here, hold these little accessories on, and apparently it wouldn't be a bad idea to glue your mirrors in place once you have them set, or else you might lose them like I did. The rear taillights here, they come clear. I went ahead and took care of that because I didn't want them to be clear. But oh yeah, if you want like the reverse lights on here to look good, they probably won't. I mean, you could make it happen, but where they are on the lights, it doesn't line up when you put one on each side, if that makes any sense at all. Like once they're flipped, like they won't be in the same spot because they're both basically the same mold. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with this little body. I don't like these little mold marks or whatever these are up top, but we can put a roof rack on it or something and it'll look cool. Now on to the changes of the build itself. So just to catch you up if you don't know anything about this build, it's got a whole lot of Injora parts, and there was a whole series on this build, but I went ahead and I replaced the axles with the Diamond axles to start this whole refreshing process. So have had those on there for a little while now, and today I am testing it with a few different parts. So I got new tires. I went for, these are the 64 millimeters, so 64 by 24. They're the Injora Rock Terrains. I really like this tire. I think it's really nice. It's sticky, and I like the pattern and stuff. The tread pattern is really nice, especially if you're like rubbing anywhere. Like these smaller lugs are a little bit more forgiving than like some big old chunky ones would be. So we got that on there, really happy with those. I got the yellow inserts and they seem like they're gonna be nice. Went ahead and replaced the shocks as well. So I put some 59 millimeter shocks on here and I mounted them at the highest point on the chassis that I could, so that I could like mitigate any lift. I didn't really want to lift the truck at all. I just kind of wanted the ability to lift it if I needed to, and I wanted the ability to get more travel if I needed to. So with the longer shock, obviously we can compress it more. But yeah, these are just the Injora oil-filled shocks that come with the brass bottoms. I thought they looked cool. I feel like since there's already so much brass coloring on this build as it is, and the body's black and white, just sticking with the brass and black and white look was going to be kind of a good move. So I really do like it. I think it looks awesome. Running a 3-cell battery, FuriTech Micro Komodo Lizard Pro out back here. The older version, the one that comes with the Stinger, I think this is the Lizard Pro. Correct me if I'm wrong. either way, it's pretty nice, and it allows us to pump a little more voltage to our servo, which is having a hard time these days. Actually, this servo's been in here since I started this build, and it's starting to do some weird stuff. So there's that. I also had to replace the servo horn with this fancy Injora one. The other one started to strip out and get messed up, so we got that in there. The servo that's in here, by the way, is the EcoPower 640T. With all of the new options out here, I'm not entirely sure I would buy this servo again. There's a lot of options that are possibly better, but that's what I got when I bought the TRX4M at first. So that's what's still in there because it's been holding strong. And that's pretty much it, guys. Just a little bit of refreshing being done here. Like, obviously axles are a huge change, but we've already covered that. And right now I'm really pumped to try and get the suspension dialed in because it feels really good. It feels really smooth. I'm kind of like really liking the way these shocks are vibing. So we're just going to make sure that we don't have insane amounts of torque twist and that we can articulate over things fairly easily without rubbing the heck out of the body. And oh yeah, on these shocks, by the way, these springs here are the stock length, and these springs are the heaviest Traxxas springs that they have. I use this truck primarily for like trail use, so I need some spring. I need some rebound because with the brushless motor and the 3S pack here, we are going kind of fast through like more boring sections of the trail, and it's nice to be able to like soak up some of those bumps. Alright you guys, so we're back from our little run. I do want to start this little portion of the video off with a quick moment of silence for the EcoPower 640T that has steered this TRX4M since the day I got it. It just couldn't handle the heat anymore. Basically, what I think happened, honestly, is that I have the FuryTech ESC in here and I've been running it on the higher servo voltage for quite a long time now, actually, and it really didn't have any issues, but just recently I was starting to notice like a little bit of like a shudder going on with it, and yeah, I just pressed on, continued running it that way, and I eventually broke it. It doesn't work anymore, and I'm okay with that. I did want to upgrade the servo on this along with this refreshing that I've been doing with it, so I'm okay with the fact that it's broken, but I don't want that to take away from like the EcoPower servo. I think it's a good servo. It has lasted me well over a year, and I've abused it. And so yeah, it's a good servo, but I did kill mine. This Jeep body is freaking cool. I really, really like it. It just looks super good. I did do some minor trimming here on the bumper and stuff like that to get these 64mm tires to like clear as well as I wanted them to. Very minor though, just notched out on the corners a little bit and just sanded it flat. I can just probably just show you guys right here. You can see on the bottom there probably that I've just notched it here and just kind of rounded it off on the corners. And that allows the tires to clear a lot better. Barely any rub, and if there is any rub, it's not like a terrible bind or anything like that. The body, for me, I'm considering that a winner. I'm super happy with the Injora body. It looks cool. It's just a different vibe, and I'm very into it. We're using the Injora yellow inserts. Super happy with those. Lots of sidewall stiffness out of this, and that was a big issue with the old setup, is that my sidewalls were just floppy as can be. With this setup, I've got like plenty of stiffness here. Like I'm really, really happy with the way those are working out. We went with the 59mm Injora shocks with the little brass bottoms there. And I basically went for the 59mm because I wanted the ability to use more shock length, more shock travel if I needed to. Because there's not really any problem with not using the full length of the shock, at least from what I can tell. It's like if I wanted to set it up for more flex, like I wanted that option to exist. So I got those and set them up on here. They're at the furthest end points on here to give me what I think will be the most progressive suspension I can have. I went with a little bit heavier shock oil than I had in there before. I'm using 30 weight instead of the 20 weight that was in there. And the main reason for that is I felt like my old suspension was just a little bit too reactive for this rig and the way that I was running it. So the 30 weight really does, like I have a very controlled dampened feel here, and I'm super happy with that. We are a little bit stiff right now, so if you guys aren't familiar with my channel, a lot of my rigs I build for like trail purposes. I don't really have like awesome rock spots nearby. Like there are some in this video, but like I want to drive the rig to those spots versus carry them because it's like a mile away. So I usually build my rigs more for like a trail purpose, and so as a result of that, they're usually a little bit faster, and I have suspension. Like there's not going to be any like no spring builds in my area. But yeah, so I'm going to take a little bit of the preload out of these here shocks, and I think we'll be good. These are the same springs that I ran on it when it was the Defender, and I felt like I had the Defender pretty dialed other than the reactive, ultra reactive suspension. So I think taking a little bit of preload out will be good. And also with the extended length of these shocks, so the springs that are on there are the original length, you know, like the 53mm length. So I can technically, if I want to, if I take the collar up a bit, I could probably lower this guy and get like a little bit of droop if that's kind of like the route I was going. So I am kind of happy with the 59mm shocks. And I'm also happy that I'm not really getting any extra lift because of how this chassis allows me to mount the shock way higher than I would have. So happy with the suspension. I got a little bit of tuning left to do on it, but not too much. Just probably gonna kind of just soften it just a touch, and I think we'll be cooking with grease. Honestly, we're probably limited to like just the servo at this point. There's not so much that I really want to do else, but that may very well change before I make another video on it. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. But with that being said, this thing's cool, and this body's cool, and all of these little accessories are awesome. So if you're interested in using any of the stuff in this video, I'll have links in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and happy building, and We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.